Welcome to this short video that's going to give you a few tips and tricks for opening up tightness in the backs of the legs. So I've been a yoga teacher for over 10 years, and one thing that is extremely common is in both men, women, children, people of all ages, is tight backs of the legs, or as we might refer to them in yoga or dance, your hamstrings. So they're these gristly, if we want to put our hand literally into the back of our leg, a gristly, meaty part of our body that really can get tight and can cause a host of problems, including sore neck and sore back. So you might have done a forward bend test, and I'll show you what I mean. Is when people just bend forward, or trying to touch your toe test, I should say, and they try to touch their toe and they just go straight down and oh, they're stopped. Oh, I'm so tight. Straight down. Even worse than that is you're going to see someone go to touch their toes and they're going to round their back really terribly. I can't do it. And so I'm here to tell you today that whether or not you can touch your toes, that doesn't make you a good or bad person. If you can touch your toes, chances are you just move around this world with more ease and less tightness in your back body. That doesn't make you a good person. So wherever you're at, good or bad person, I'm not judging, but we are going to work on some things to open up the backs of our legs. So I have here, I'll bring it a little more in the screenshot, a chair. And I'm going to lean slightly forward. And so again, I'm a dancer and a yoga teacher, and I still have really tight backs of legs. So again, let's not judge ourselves for where we're at today, but let's just work with where we're at. So I'm going to walk my back body away, walk my booty away from the chair, and I'm just going to lean, straightening one leg and pressing into the back. And then straightening the other leg. So alternating straightening and bending, and maybe even tilting my hips from side to side. Here this is kind of dress-like. So I'm really bending that way, and bending that way. And maybe you even just want to do little itty-bitty leg ones. And maybe even, let's do little itty-bitty runnings. Just lifting the heel and putting it down. Barely lifting the heel. Just adding a little jiggle into this place. Then let's go right in for a massage. So you can do this for up to a couple minutes. Forward fold time, bending your knees, and then coming up to whatever straight variation you can. Sometimes going all the way forward isn't necessary. We can just use this chair and work it halfway. So here I'm going to tuck this in my yoga pant here. And I'm going to come forward on my little toes. Shake, 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 shake. Knees bent, and then just let my head relax and press out into the backs of those legs. So I might even have my legs bent and be feeling a stretch. It really just depends how open, and go as straight as you can, and let's hold and breathe for 4 breaths. And I'm still working the legs, little walkies for this 4 breaths. And then let's slowly come up. So I did the little walkies for 4 breaths down there, and I kind of took it to the edge of my stretch. So I took it to where I could feel tightness, and then I walked it there. So I was like, okay, it's tight, okay. And then I found where I could wiggle into that tightness. Come up for a couple integrating breaths. Next, we're gonna do it again. You can, if you feel like you need the little wiggles again, do it. If you want to take it a little deeper, let's do that. So stepping the back body back, leaning forward, coming to wherever is working for you, straightening the legs. 4 breaths. You could do the walkies. If you need to, here I'm going to turn this chair around so the seat's facing me. If you need this option, you want to go a little lower, you can. And I'm actually like resting my upper body, but you could be stretching the legs. I'm not so much in the legs anymore, so how about I'll just come forward. I'll bring a little block for some support. Stretching the backs of my legs. I'm going to bend my knees. I have this block in front. I'm going to inhale, wave my spine long, exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, wave. I'm going to stand. Wave to come long, exhale, standing. All right, I'm going to flip the chair back for this next variation. So stepping one leg back, kind of like for the warrior one position, but I'm just gonna focus on stretching one leg. I'm gonna lean into my chair and use this and do whatever angle I need to do to make that work. Here, you can even experiment with rotating the foot outward, rotating the foot inward, and just seeing what kind of stretch. You could even stretch down into the calf. Let's breathe. You could even tighten the glute and be getting a stretch through the hip flexor. But I'm getting a hip flexor stretch right now and a calf stretch. Very minimal in the back of my leg. But again, we're all different. So any back of leg. So could be hamstring, but I'm really in the calf or the lower leg. I'm gonna roll onto the toe and take the stress or the tightness off. And left leg steps back until I can find that stretch. Same thing, 4 breaths, press into the heel, lean forward, find the stretch. I'm gonna engage my left glute. And that's gonna stretch my left hip more. And same as the other side for me right now. A hip flexor stretch and also calf stretch. And gently roll onto the ball of that foot, release. Walk out your legs. All right, I'm gonna move this chair a little bit off, a little bit forward of the screen, just because I won't need it for this next variation, but you might need it, so have it where it's gonna work for you. If you need it, I would put it right in front of me here. We're going to take the wide leg forward bend position by widening as wide as is comfortable for us. Maybe bending the knees. Here, I'll turn to the side, so my knees are about that bent. Move that right off. Bend, and I'm gonna go forward. And again, you can have your chair there if this is enough for you and work on straightening or not the legs. For me, I'm gonna have my block in front and I'm gonna go forward, let my head go, straighten my legs, be here for 4 breaths. I'm shifting my weight from side to side. This way you can concentrate the stretch more on one side. You could stay here for double the time with 4 breaths stretch on one leg, 4 breaths stretch on the other leg. Or you can stay center, yogi's choice. Bend the knees. Inhale, we're going to wave forward as we straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees again. And then come up. I always take 2 integrating breaths after. And then from here, your legs are a little more awake so that you can start going into any, walking activity or even some deeper stretching. But this is a gentle little way to start to get into the backs of your legs if you're working on your flexibility. Don't go right into like the long hold stretch forever. These little wigglies or these little runnings and then some 4 breath stretches. If you really want to go a little deeper, you could even go right into some squats, really warming the muscle, get the muscle engaged and working, and then go into some deeper stretches or feel around the area. When we were forward in this wide leg position, when I shift my hips side to side or when I move my body side to side, I change the line of where the stretch is, and then I can get a totally different stretch. So not just for down one line of the back of the leg, but for the whole round part of the muscle and for every side. But I hope that helps your practice. And if you have any questions, of course, ask me, and I will see you next time. Enjoy.